Okay, I can see my checklist, my tasks, anything that's in here that's being filled out through the iPad. Okay. Now I'm going to switch over to the iPad. So let me just put my iPad over here. I'm just streaming my iPad over. So I'm going to go into BIM 360 Field, and I'm going to launch. So this is the web interface, or not the web interface. This is the iPad interface. Okay. Now again, before I go into any of the checklists or the issues, I'm going to go over an area right down here. Okay. So if I tap on the arrow with the orange dot, it's going to notify me, hey, how do I want to sync this data to my iPad? Okay. So a lot of times we're dealing with a lot of data that's in field. Okay, BIM 360 Field. Do I want to download everything to my iPad? No, not really. Okay, maybe. But what I can do is I can come in here. I can say, hey, you know what? I want to only sync these checklists. Or I want to only sync, let's say, like for checklists right now. I don't want it to download anything. Okay. Do I want it to sync daily updates? I can come through and set this up. Now, if I lose access to Wi-Fi, I can continue to do my work. Okay. But when I come into basically the checklist ability, okay, or issues, I can issue them out at any given point. Okay. So what that means is, as I'm filling my data out on my iPad, all the data that, if I don't have Wi-Fi, okay, will stay on my iPad. But as soon as I get to my office or my house or a Wi-Fi access, I can sync that data up. Okay. So I'm going to switch gears. So if I go to the little avatar here, I can come in here. I can see what project that I'm actually in. So right now I'm in the trial sample power plant. Okay. Now at any given point I come in here, I can choose different projects that I need. Okay. So a lot of times when we're working on given projects, construction managers, you're dealing with not just one project, you're dealing with a couple, okay, or a lot of them. So I can alternate as I arrive out on site. Okay. Now the sync settings are per those projects, so as I come out on site, make sure you have access to that Wi-Fi. Okay. Now let's switch gears, going over to the left. So this little 3-line guide, it's basically like a little menu, and I can see, hey, you know what, I want to create an issue, or I want to create a checklist, daily updates. You'll notice it's the same kind of look that it was over in the, should I say, the internet version, okay? They want to keep the same, continuity, make sure the same look, just so that, I know that, okay, equipment is equipment. So there's equipment, there's equipment. So it's the same icon per se. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with issues. So all I have to do, come in here to issues. Okay. And up at the top, this is on my field on the iPad. And I can search by location. I can set it to all, so I can see all my issues that have been created. Okay. Now if I go, hey, you know what, I'm in one given area of my project, I don't need to see every single issue on the project. So what I have to do is I can just tap on location, okay, and then I have this pull down here, and I can set where do I want to look for these issues. Okay, so right now I can actually see whenever you see a number next to the location, this is telling you how many issues have been created for that one given area. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Zone 1, and this is a new issue. Okay, if I need to create a new issue under Zone 1, okay, all I have to do is click on that little plus and create a new issue. And then I have to type an issue. Okay. Fix. And then I have to go down through my menu, and I can go through and, okay, what is this issue? Is this a punch list? What was I doing? Okay. Is this a contractor punch list? I'm going to go with contractor punch list. What's the company that was involved? Okay, I'm going to go with Microdesk. I was filling it out. 517, that's when I created it. I'm A. Stone at Microdesk. I was the author. Okay, what was the root cause? Okay, I can come in here and let's say poor quality. And now all this data is going back to a centralized data source. That's BIM 360 Field. So all this, at any given point, I can pull a report. What was my root cause for Zone 2? Well, a lot of it's poor quality. Well, who was working in Zone 2? Everything all has basically a connection to it. Okay. So you'll notice that it says location Zone 1. Now, since I created the issue because I was under by location and in Zone 1, it automatically knows, okay, I'm in Zone 1. Okay. Now I can come in here and put down location detail. Let's say if it's in the mechanical room. Okay. And as soon as I hit done, okay, that is added. So now I have a new issue in here. I can add an attachment. I can add comments to this. So if I do an attachment, I can add a picture. I can tie it back to a PDF. I can put a thumb pin down. Okay. So all this information, you'll notice that there's a thumb pin here. If I tag this issue to a PDF, you would see that on the PDF. Okay. At any given point, I can sign this out to another individual, and he can comment, or he or she can comment as needed. Now, right now, this is set to open. So let's say, hey, you know what, this has been fixed. I'm going back, and I can go and look at my work. I fixed it. You know what, I'm ready to inspect. Okay, and I can switch this. Now, different roles within Field have the ability to do this. So if you're just a laborer, you're not able to actually, close out the issue. You have to be a project manager or a superintendent. You have to have those different roles to basically close out different options. Okay. Now currently I'm in admin mode, so I can basically draft, open, close anything that I want. But if I was a different individual or with a different role, I would not be able to do as much as what you're seeing here. Okay. So let's go over and switch gears. Let's go over to checklists. So now I see my checklist. So now let's go ahead and fill out a checklist. So if I go checklist, I can say, okay, you know what? I'm ready to create a new checklist. Okay, so let's go off of the concrete structures reinforcing steel. So I tap on that. It's going to automatically bring me to my checklist that I'm going to be filling out for the day. Okay, so I can come in here and is the grade a rebar? So let's say yes. Has the floor been oiled? Yes. Let's say no. Okay, so if I put a no in there, it's going to automatically create you an issue. Okay, this negative automatically creates an issue based on this basically question that I've gone through my checklist. Okay, and once it already creates that issue, I can keep on going down through here. Long checklist. Okay. So I have my checklist filled out. Okay. And I can see the header of that checklist as a needed. Okay. The status is open. I'm going to go ahead. I'll leave that as open. And description, who filled out the checklist. Now, based on Field and how you set this up, you can predefine, okay, only certain companies can see certain checklists, or when you fill out a checklist, it automatically fills out these fields for you so that you don't need to automatically, repetitively, every single time I fill out a checklist, I have to go in and click company. If I'm Austin Stone from Microsoft, it should automatically fill me in my company. I can set those up before the project is started. Okay. And what's the priority of this, or tags, and so forth. And now I have that checklist. Okay. So if I come down here, I have my daily updates. Again, I can create those updates as needed. Let's go to the 16th. Okay, I can see that that weather, that given day, the conditions, the labor, the general notes of that given day. Okay. And it's coming down. I can see all my equipment. Okay. So if I need to add a new equipment and say it has arrived. Okay, so I'm going to do new, and I can go ahead and fill out the equipment per the location. Has it been installed? Does it have a warranty? Does it have a model number? Pump size? Now once I've gone through this and I've filled out my equipment, I can come in through and fill out the given checklist per this equipment. Okay. Okay, so let's say if it has been installed. Okay, well, let me go get my pre-startup checklist. Okay, go through it, fill it out. Okay, let's say if it failed, why is it? What is the root cause? You'll notice that everything ties back to a root cause or an issue. Okay, and I can take pictures of that and the activity and the tasks that were given per this equipment. Okay. Tapping down here, I can see my library. I can also see models in here. And if I did have a model uploaded to field, I can see this information as well. So I can zoom in here, tap on elements, find out information. Okay, so this is an air handling unit. Okay, so I can isolate it and see what's around it. Okay, what's connected, what's underneath. And this is just me being out on site with my iPad. Okay. And I also have my library, my tasks, my photos. So if I also go to a task on here, I can actually add a task per an individual from the iPad. So let's say if I'm on site, I'm the superintendent, I need to assign a task to someone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit plus sign. What's the task? I'm the author, but I can come in here and put a description. Let's do, delete that out. Let's do test, task, okay, return. Let's see, the category is going to be inspect work. And I'm going to be assigning this to Peter Marchese. Where's the location? Let's go, yeah, let's do this. Add a location. It's in the cooling tower. Okay. And I fill out my name of the task. Inspect HVAC work. Okay. And it gives you that task that's going to be assigned out per that individual. Okay. Schedule for. Now, let's say if it's on a later date, okay, you will actually, let's say if it's next Monday, so the 23rd, okay, and that's going to be at 1 p.m., okay. This task will show up on that individual's calendar on their iPad, but it will also notify them per email if those are set up, okay, of that given task that's been assigned to that one individual or company. Okay. Now keep in mind, all this data that I'm adding to here is also going back into this one area. The only thing that I have to keep in mind about, okay, since I'm on the iPad, I have to always remember to sync, okay, because we're currently, right now, this data, okay, it just exists on my iPad. So I always have to hit the sync button to get this data. So I currently have 3 checklists, 3 issues in the one area. I have 1 task, okay, that I have to upload, 2 pieces of equipment, okay, and this is just me filling this iPad out, okay. Now if I have to hit sync, it will go through and fill out the syncing process, okay. All the data uploading, so uploaded 3 checklists, 1 task, okay. So now if I go over here, so it should sync. Let me see. It's going to go through a download. It's going to take some time, but I go through my tasks, I should see it. Inspect, there it is. So there's that new task. I assign it to Peter Marchese, and it's going to be scheduled for the 23rd. So this is all dynamic. I can see at any given point when someone assigns a task to someone. Now, as people assign tasks, there could be a whole list here, okay? But everybody has their own tasks and different right systems, per your, permissions, should I say, and your role, have the ability to basically close them out or issue them. Now, it just finished, and this will actually show you that it's currently finished the syncing process, and it's finished at 1,300 hours. Okay. So I can close that, and it's done. And I can continue going on with my work. Go into a given area, looking at that task, filling out the checklist, looking at the piece of equipment, looking at a 3D model or the PDFs that exist in my library. Okay. All this data, always remember, it all exists in one location. That's BIM 360 Field. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch gears here. So